I've been painting since I was a teenager and drawing since I was a child. I got so much practice with my craft doing projects for my church. Here I am working on some patriotic images for what was to become a picture wall, highlighting our church's military servicemen, where we put their photographs to help people remember them and to encourage them to pray for our military members. I'm painting on cheap butcher paper, the type of paper teachers use to cover bulletin boards. I'm using acrylic paints. I use several photo references to help me understand the object that I'm painting. Sometimes I borrow ideas from different paintings, images, or photos to complete, such as the talons from one picture or the head and beak details from another, or the colors from another. I wanted the wing to be in a particular spread, and I wanted him like flying overhead as we look up into the sky, seeing him from beneath. When I was finished painting all the images, I ran them through a large laminating machine so they could be sturdy wall decorations that could be tacked to the wall with sticky tack and easily removed and stored. I chose common American symbols such as the American flag, the American bald eagle, the Statue of Liberty, and our current president at the time, George Bush. I apply my darker colors first, then layer lighter values on top, bringing out the details of the feathers. For the years, I have done so many wall decorations for various churches. Here are some artworks for a missions conference. The map of faces was done in pastel chalk. The faces represent the different cultures around the world. I did large drawings with markers. Here's a portrait of Jesus with the children. It's done entirely with markers. I've done big artworks for ladies' conferences. Here's one done with markers, which markers are challenging because you don't get the varying values, because markers are just going to be the color they come out of the pen, and it's a challenge to try to create values with them, and sometimes you don't have the exact color you want, and mixing the colors is a little bit challenging too. Here's a close-up detail of the desk behind the mother and daughter for this picture. You can see how I got the grain of wood, how I got the brass-looking objects on the table. It was a challenge, but with every artistic endeavor, with every artistic challenge, we improve our skills. At least I did. So if anything is to be gained from this video, is to encourage you to keep using your skills. The more you use them, the better you become over time. Practice makes perfect. Keep doing it, because every project there is something to be gained. With every project there is something to be learned, and it adds to your overall understanding of how different mediums work, and in your knowledge of the materials, your knowledge of the brushes and how to use them, your knowledge of the mediums, and your general knowledge of art. Keep on painting, keep drawing, keep painting. This project was done in 2003 while George Bush was president and during the Operation Iraq Liberation. I saw this image of the president praying on the cover of Newsweek magazine, so thought it appropriate to include it with my display, since the purpose of the wall was to remind people to pray for our military service members. Acrylic paints are versatile in that they can be painted with transparent washes like watercolor when used very thinly, as I did for the flesh tones on Bush's face and hands. The paint is thinned down with water to achieve the transparent layers. Acrylic paint is most often painted in opaque layers. That is where the paint is used straight from the tube. Bush's hair and jacket were painted with opaque acrylic paint. For the hair, I started with the darker colors before painting the gray highlights. I'm thankful that over the years I've gotten lots of practice with my art to improve my skills. We do improve our skills over time. And I got to experiment with different mediums to expand my artistic talent, my artistic interest. The churches I have been a part of over the years were blessed by all the many artworks that I did for them, and I was blessed by further developing my skills. I'm thankful for the opportunity to use my talents for some great purpose. Don't be afraid to use the talents that you have. Consider it an opportunity for growth and development. If this video inspired you even just a little bit, please consider giving it a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe.